All right, you guys. So today we're going to multiply fractions. So we're doing something new. We're done with adding and subtracting. Well, we're still going to be doing adding and subtracting mixed numbers, but we are multiplying fractions. All right. So multiplying fractions, of course, we're multiplying a fraction by a whole number. All right. That's how we're multiplying, or a whole number by a fraction. Same way. So this is how we're going to be looking at problems and solving them. But first, what we're going to do, we're going to look at an area model, look at a picture and figure out how to solve the problem, okay? So we're going to try to find the multiplication expression based on the picture. So we see this picture right here. We're going to say, what multiplication equation can match this picture? So what I would do, or what you should do, is I will look at it and I will see, okay, what is this fraction first? This fraction is 1/3. Good. Now, how many 1/3s are there? Great. There are 3 1/3s, right? So that means my multiplication problem is 3 times 1/3, or say the other way, 1/3 times 3, because there's 3 of them. This is 1/3. So 3 times 1/3, or 1/3 times 3. So if I have this picture right here, and so I have this picture, and so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to shade this in. I'm going to shade this in. All right, so I look at each individual picture first, and I say, all right, what is this fraction first? All right, this fraction is 2/4. Good. Now, 2/4, how many 2/4 are there? Because this is 2/4 also. Good, there's 2 of them. So 2/4 times 2 is a multiplication problem, or 2 times 2/4, same thing, okay? So let's look at one more and tell me, what is this multiplication problem? You have that, and then we're gonna have one more. Of course, it's not even. Ms. Brown has a hard time making things even. All right, what is this multiplication equation? Good. So I'll look here and I say, oh, this is 2/3. But how many 2/3 are there? There are 3 2/3. So that means we're going to do 3 times 2/3, or 2/3 times 3. All right, either or. Now, there's another way to look at this as well. So there may be just one picture, right? Like one big old candy bar. And I'm going to shade in this much. So we know this fraction is what? Good, 2/4. However, if I want to put this in a multiplication equation, I will look at this as, oh wait, this is 1/4, right? This is 1/4. So how many 1/4s are shaded? Great, 2 1/4s are shaded. So I can say this is 2 times 1/4. Ooh, you see that? So what if I have, let me go to the next one. What if I have a picture like this, and I shade in this amount? All right, what is this fraction? Great, this fraction is 3/5. But if I wanted to break this apart, right, I would say, okay, this is 1/5, this is 1/5, this is 1/5, right? So they're all 1/5. But how many 1/5s are shaded? Great, 3 of them. So that means it'll be 1/5 times 3, or 3 times 1/5, either or. So there are 2 ways to do this. Let's do this one. I want you to try to figure out, what is this multiplication equation? Think about it. What is this fraction? What is this fraction? What is this fraction? And how many of them are there? Great. If you said 3/4, not 3/4, I'm sorry. If you said 1/4 times 3, that is correct, because this is 1/4, this is 1/4, and then this is 1/4. So it is 1/4 times 3. Now, we're going to go back and solve all of these problems now. I'm going to show you how to multiply using the standard way, okay? Standard multiplication, standard fractions. So we're doing 3 times 1/3. Remember we said this is 1/3 and there's 3 of them. So let me show you how you can just multiply this, all right? If I wanted to solve what is 3 times 1/3, I'll say, okay, 3 times 1/3. Now, what I would do is I would put a 1. You always put a 1 underneath the whole number. This is your whole, right? You put a 1 underneath there. It's the same thing because 3 over 1 is the same thing as 3. All right, so put a 1 under your whole, and then all you got to do is multiply horizontally. Multiply horizontally. So 3 times 1 is 3. 1 times 3 is 3. So 3/3 equals 1 whole. Let's see if that's true. Oh, well, 1, 2, 3, 3/3. It is true. So it's the same exact thing. So let's look at another one. So we said this was 2/4 times 2, right? Because there are, I'm gonna erase this so I won't confuse you guys. So 2/4 times 2, because there's 1 2/4 and there's another 2/4. So 2/4 times 2. So let's multiply this. 2/4 times 2. What do we put underneath the whole number? This was a whole, remember? This is a whole, so we got to put a 1 underneath here and then multiply horizontally. So 2 times 2 is 4. Then 4 times 1 is 4. Oh, 4/4 equals 1 whole. And look, if I were to like put these together, if I put this one over here and this one over here, this will equal 1 whole. So that's another way to multiply. All right, let's do this one. 2/3, 3 times 2/3, because we saw that there was 2/3 and there's 3 of them, right? So we're going to go ahead, I keep moving myself, and multiply 3 times 2/3. What goes under this whole number? Good, a 1. Now we're going to multiply across. So what am I multiplying first? 3 times 2, good, is 6. And then 1 times 3, what is 1 times 3? Good, 3. 6/3 is improper, right? So we got to change that to back to a mixed number. So let's look here. We're going to be working on this today as well. So 6/3, I have to take a whole out, right? So let's take a whole. 3/3, that's 1. But then we have 3/3 left over, right? So I know 3/3 is a whole though. So instead of saying 3/3, that's another whole. So 1 plus 1 equals 2. But just this is something else for you guys to know. This right here is like a division sign. That's like saying 6 divided by 3. And 6 divided by 3 is 2. So it's the same exact thing. All right, so that's our answer for this one. It's Brown is sleepy. All right, let's look at this one. 2 times 1/4. We said this was 2 times 1/4. Let's solve this. 2 times 1/4. Let's put, what do we put underneath for whole numbers? Go to 1 and let's multiply across. 2 times 1 is 2. 4 times 1 is 4. 2/4. This isn't improper, so I don't have to change it or anything. This is a regular fraction, right? So 2/4. All right, let's look at this one. We're doing 1/5 times 3. Let's solve it. Oh, but look, see how it's 2/4, right? Isn't this 2/4? See, it's the same thing? Yep, same thing. All right, let's do 1/5 times 3. It should look like 3/5 as your answer, right? Because this is what the picture looks like. So 1/5 times 3, put a 1 underneath it. What would my answer be when I multiply this? Good. 1 times 3 is 3. 5 times 1 is 5. 3/5. It's not improper, so I can leave it the way it is. All right, let's do one. Let's multiply 5 times 1/6. What will I put underneath there? Good, a 1, and then let's multiply across. So what is 5 times 1? Good, 5, and what's 1 times 6? 6. So 5/6 is my answer. All right, so multiplying fractions are very easy, right? It's very simple, very easy to multiply fractions. You guys did awesome today.